welcome back to my channel. First, a disclaimer. I want you to keep in mind that everything that works for me and my fibromyalgia won't necessarily work for you and vice versa. So I'm going to share things today that I take on a daily basis that help me with mitigating my pain, but the things that I use might not help you, and I'm really sorry. Continue to do your own research, consult your doctor, your naturopath, talk to people, ask questions. You gotta try things in order to find what works for you, okay? Let's dive in. The first thing I do every morning after I get out of bed is I drink something called Energize. It's a Beachbody product. You're gonna hear me talk about Beachbody. It's not to sell or push product on you. I am technically a coach, but it's just because I like the discount, and their products have helped me a lot. They're a part of my journey. They're a part of my story, so I will be talking about them. If you do have any questions, I'm here, but this is not a sales pitch. I unfortunately am out of Energize, and that's really hard for me because Energize is kind of like my coffee replacement in the morning. I drink it before I work out. Workouts for me have been a game changer with fibromyalgia. It's really hard to start working out when you have chronic pain. It feels impossible. But if you even start with just like a 5-minute walk, a 10-minute walk, and start building up from there, eventually you're gonna be able to do amazing things. So 6 years ago, when I really started digging into taking care of myself instead of just kind of sitting around and going, well, I'm gonna be in this pain, I found Beachbody, and I found a program on there that's a Pilates Yoga Fusion, and that's how I started. Now I'm running 10Ks, I'm summiting mountains, I'm pushing myself in ways that I never thought I'd be able to, and it's because I built up that strength. I love weightlifting, that's my number one. Don't really love the cardio, don't really love the yoga, but you know, you gotta find what you love. I really highly suggest starting to work out. Getting active movement, it's gonna help you. You will always be in pain, I'm sorry to say. You will. That's kind of a fact that we have to deal with. But I have found that in building the strength, I have been able to have better days than not. So I work out every single day. And that's just something that I specifically do for, you know, personal health, but also for my fibromyalgia to help manage the pain. And I find that if I wake up and I am in a lot of pain, I'll do just kind of a recovery workout. I always feel better after I do some sort of a workout. After I work out, I take Beachbody Recover. After any workout, you really want to take some sort of protein to really help just repair your muscles. And so that's why I take that. If I'm doing a long, crazy workout, like a run or a hike, these are the things that I use to help me with that. These are also things that I use on a daily basis if I'm having a leg cramp, or, which is pretty common, or just need a little bit more of an energized boost throughout the day. So the first thing, honey stingers. Honey stingers have a lot of honey in them. They have a lot of potassium. They have a high shot of carbs just to give you that extra energy boost. It's not something you should like eat like candy, but they're little gummies, and generally when I'm running, I suck on them. I always have one in my mouth and I'm sucking on it just for that release of the protein and the sodium and the carbs to help me get going. It's the same thing with hiking. I always have them with me. Also Noon. Noon is amazing. It's electrolytes without the added sugar. This one is a caffeine one, and it's specifically for sport. Can you see that? They're little electrolyte tablets you put into your water, and I drink these almost every day. Not necessarily the sport one. I only drink the sport one if I'm working out, hiking, running. I also have immunity and vitamins, and I'll drink those generally at night. And they just have that extra shot of electrolytes without the added sugar and other gross stuff. Really love these. So for pain management, if I'm specifically doing a run or a hike, KT tape is my go-to for helping just give my body extra stabilization. So my knees can often be a problem, and my ankles and my Achilles. Actually, pretty much from the waist down, I'm a mess. KT tape, they come in these little strips. You can take it off. You literally stick it to your body. You can cut this into smaller bits. It also stretches, so you can give yourself a little bit more tension in certain places that you need. KT tape is a lifesaver for really bad days. I have a king. I haven't had to use this in over a year, and I'm really happy about it. I have named him Cornelius, and that's my king. I don't use it a lot, thankfully. If I'm having a bad wrist day, because I also have carpal tunnel and tendonitis, which is fun, I have wrist braces. These have been in my life for about 17 years as well, because I had tendonitis before I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia. If I'm having really bad wrist pain or finger pain, I'll generally sleep with them on, because I end up sleeping with my wrists like this, or you know, and it's just that let's keep them straight so that they can recover. It's that kind of an idea. After a big workout, you gotta recover. There are 3 main things that I use to recover. Actually 4, I just couldn't find the one. That's a lie, 4. I have a lacrosse ball, couldn't find it, but it's really good for my arches. You can really get into the nitty gritty in your arches. So you put it on the floor, obviously, and you roll your foot over it, and it is gold. It's also really easy to travel with. So that's something that I take with me on through hikes, or if I'm going home to visit my family, or if I'm traveling to do any sort of a hike. This is another tool that I really like. It's from Sidekicks, and it does have a little bit of weight to it. I did take it when I hiked the West Coast Trail, but I don't necessarily recommend taking it on a long through hike, because it does add weight that you don't necessarily want. I'll travel with it as well though. It's really good for getting into just kind of like a little bit of the nooks and crannies, let's say. I have Achilles issues, so I can get in right beside the Achilles and kind of work out the muscles, and it's really good for that. I also have a yoga wheel. Can you see me? Is it awkward? This yoga wheel is really great for getting into your back and just helping just stretch out your back. That's really what I use it for. I mean, I don't love yoga. I know there are other cool yoga poses and stuff that you can do with something like this. I do not use it for that. I was hit by a car over a year ago. I'm just a mess. I was hit by a car while biking a year and a half ago, and I have a pretty bad shoulder injury, so this really helps when that is acting up. I have a foam roller. I use this for if I need to get into my hips or my glutes. This is kind of the main thing that I use for those. Yeah, highly recommend getting a foam roller. The best thing that I've ever purchased is my Bang gun. It is a massage gun. It is cordless. It has 6 different attachments to it, and it was pretty cheap. This is my favorite attachment, and it's very simple to use, and then it just goes to town. And so that's really funny looking. And it's really, really great. I use this all the time, every day. It is awesome, but you can't really travel with it because it does have some weight to it. If I'm doing something like car camping, I can take it with me, but there's no way I would be able to take this on a through hike or something like that. So I have the other things. Along with those things, this is the cream that I like to use if my legs are really having a hard time. It's called Perskindle. The whole idea behind it is, again, it doesn't have any added gross stuff to it. It's all natural, and the person who created it actually created it because he was a tennis pro, I'm pretty sure. You can correct me if I'm wrong. He was a tennis pro, and he wanted to be able to use something that was fast absorbing but also worked, but wouldn't get him caught into a doping scandal or anything like that. He wanted to be able to use some sort of a cream to help his body get through the aches and pains, and then be able to get back out on the tennis court and continue playing as a pro. And so he created this. I love it. I use the classic gel, but there are a couple of different types that you can use for different areas. This is my favorite. I like it more than like deep cold, anything like that. Perskindle is what I love the most. And I will use it sometimes in conjunction with, I call it my scraper, with the scraper, things like that. Highly recommend. I'll generally put it on before I go to bed at night because my legs are generally not doing so well. All right, we're almost done. Okay, for anxiety and just like extra stress, Rescue Pastilles, Bach Original Flower Remedies. This is something I use pretty much every day, especially if I'm working, and it just kind of helps calm you down, calm any anxieties, calm stress. Yeah, that's what I use for that. As you know, we have a lot of issues when you have fibromyalgia. You have a lot of issues with memory loss and just brain fog. So my naturopath recommended phosphatidylserine It's a big long word. There it is, phosphatidylserine. I take one of these every day. I should probably start upping it to 2. It's the only supplement I take specifically for fibromyalgia. I also take an antidepressant, I take vitamin A and vitamin D, but this is specifically for the fibro, and it does help. I can notice a difference if I go a few days without it because I've run out, because I forgot to pick some up. That happens. The last thing I'm going to talk about is Copaiba. This is new to me. I have it by a company called doTERRA, but you can get it through anyone. Now, I need you to know, I am not a big essential oils person, but my naturopath told me about it. So also another disclaimer, because haters come at me. I'm not saying that this is going to be exactly the same as CBD. Okay, let's talk about this for a second. So the last time I was talking to my naturopath, I brought up CBD, and I just said, you know, how can I, like, should I use CBD? Would you recommend it? And she said, yeah, I'm okay with you using CBD. The issue is you need to get medical grade. I love to travel, and I know we're in COVID right now, so we can't travel, but you can't take CBD or THC, anything like that, obviously across borders because it is illegal. So she gave me an alternative. This is also cheaper, and I can get it like that. I don't have to go through I don't have to fill out any forms, blah, blah, blah. So she gave me this thing called Copaiba, and I ordered it off of the doTERRA website. I got it within a couple of days. And the first couple of weeks, you put 4 drops into water throughout the day. So 4 drops for the day total, just as your body gets used to it for the first 2 weeks, and then you cut back to 2 drops. It's supposed to help you sleep, relax, calm yourself down, take care of some pain, inflammation, all of that good stuff, all of the things that we want. I've been now taking Copaiba for, wow, like 2 or 3 months, and I can definitely say it's helping. I take it every single day. I love it. It also can help with IBS. So you take a little bit of lotion. You always want to distill it. You never want to put it directly on your body. You take a little bit of lotion, put 1 drop on it, and then you rub it around your belly button. I do that every night too, and it helps with digestion issues. So Copaiba has been a game changer for me. It is helping me sleep better, and I do believe that it is helping with pain mitigation. Those are all of the things that I use to help me with my fibromyalgia. Now, have I forgotten something? Probably. So we knew this was going to happen. I totally forgot something in my list that is huge, that I use on like almost a daily basis, and that is compression sleeves. So I wear these on my calves. I don't really think that the brand matters, but it's 2XU. I wear them for recovery sometimes. After a run, I'll put them on, and it definitely helps just increase circulation. I found that compression in general has helped me a lot with fibromyalgia pain. If my legs are feeling really, really bad as I'm going to bed at night after a long day of work, if I'm on my feet a lot, if I've done a long walk or hike, I'll sleep with them on. Sometimes I'll even run with them on. They're really good. So compression is key. I don't know how I forgot it. Yes, I do. I have fibromyalgia and we have memory issues. There you go. Highly recommend. If you're going to invest in anything that I've talked about today, one of the first things you should invest in is compression sleeves, especially if your calves are an issue. It's so good. This is highly recommend. Obviously I have 2. I'm just holding up 1. There you go. Also, of course, for recovery, a warm bath, a super hot bath, or a heating pad. And if you're gonna have a bath, throw in some Epsom salts. For me, heat helps way more than icing. Icing makes it feel worse. Heat makes it feel better. Some people are the opposite. Check it out. If you feel worse, try the other thing. See if it works. These are the things that I use on a daily or semi-daily basis that help me get through. I realize a lot of this stuff is because I do work out and I push my body to do intense things. When I look around at it all, it's a lot of stuff, but at the same time, it all helps. If you have any questions, let me know. I'd love to know how you are dealing with pain mitigation and just helping out your body get through things. Let me know in the comments. Drop me a DM if you have any questions about anything. I'd love to hear from you guys. Again, the disclaimer of before you start adding anything into your daily routine, do a little bit of research on your own. I do have pretty good knowledge of all of these things. Feel free to ask me any questions, do your own research, let me know what works for you. Let me know if you try something and if it does work for you or if it doesn't work for you. We're in this journey together, and I really want you to just be able to live the best and fullest life that you can. All of these things help me do that on my end. All right, have a great day.